Alrighty, and we're back after a quick stint at the vet. Goodness. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Hello, hello. I would not make a Harry Potter army in Warhammer 2. Isn't that basically what the Empire is? The colleges of magic are basically Hogwarts or whatever? I don't know.
Hey Sotek, welcome back.
Thank you. Good to be back.
I lost like half my viewers. Thanks.
So sorry.
No, I didn't. I lost a few, but not that many. Give us a hint. I'll give you a clue. The location exists both in the Vortex and Mortal Empires. There you go.
Hope Chloe got a treat for going to
the
bed.
stream or just
yeah, it's back up.
Okay. Oh man, you don't know how bad that is for the algorithm doing that though.
It's fine. It's whatever. Life will go on. Haralder, have fun switching to his stream then.
Are you gonna play Rakath on Thursday or Sunday? No, Wednesday. Wednesday I can play him. Alright, people are trying to ask me where Rakath starts in like Vortex and Mortal Empires. Okay guys, watch my cursor. Wherever the cursor hovers over, that's where Rakath could start, okay? Paying attention?
Just do like this. Rakath is the best VA confirmed. Right. He does have a very good VA.
Hopefully that narrowed it down for you.
He does have a very... I'm imagining you just like zigzagged your mouse over the entire map or something.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Covered every single region. Did you get the invite, or are you letting it
oh, oh, there it is. Wait, is it this one?
Important distinction, your Wednesday or US Wednesday. It'll be your Wednesday. It'll actually be my Thursday.
Hold on, let me... Invite me one more time real quick.
Right.
Why is it
I'm breaching my
not...
NDA, so yeah, coming for me. Yeah, I'm sure. Elmwood side, the $2 super chat. You're going to be penalized with this League Legend? I know, but it's okay. I'm too valuable of an asset. They can't do anything to me. Just kidding. It literally hints as Clark Ron in the reveal post. Well, there you go. Why are you asking me then, if you already know the answer? It would be funny if Legend actually didn't hit a starting position with it. I promise you that I did.
Is the game hosted? I don't see it.
Let me just go back. I'll just try it again.
Do I have early access to the FLC? Probably.
I'll send you another invite. Not wait this time.
Are we back? Yep, we're back. clicking on the invite and it's not taking me anywhere.
I don't know what to do about that. You're offline on Steam? No, I'm only appearing offline.
Last time I just saw you in the...
Oh, you're right. You're absolutely right. Yeah, that's why you can't. Yeah. I turned it off. Yeah, sorry. Invites don't work if you're actually offline on Steam. Alright, I'll try again.
Ah, there it is.
This should work this time.
Yep, I see it.
Yeah, that's annoying. But I have to appear offline on Steam or else people talk to me.
I know that feel.
Which is fine when I'm not streaming.
The duo is back.
Hey, thanks for continuing your prime,
Thank
Oneg.
you talking to me in the chat there.
What happened to Chloe? Nothing. Chloe just needed her rape. She just needed some shots. It was just that time. She got her rabies vaccine and something else. Nothing super exciting.
So, Legend, is there any benefit to buy now Total War 3? It will only be released a few months from now, so I want to know. Buying it right this very second, no, you don't get any benefit. You will get a benefit eventually for pre-ordering it with a pre-order race. But you could also buy the game a week after release and you'll still get it. But since I think that the pre-order bonus is going to be something for Warhammer 2, probably just wait for that announcement. And that way, pre-order it then, you know.
Yeah, there's no rush.
There's no rush. You get nothing now. Oh, is it my turn? Okay. Okay. Man, just went from the most breezy Vampire Coast campaign
back into the pit. Oh, thanks. Hirohiko, I love you.
Quick
Oh, don't be
question
mean.
about Ragnar.
Don't be
What's the deal
mean.
with him being a Beastmaster and then him being from Karen Carr, while if you play as a Dark Girl, Clark Caron has a special landmark for beasts.
So it's worth noting that when Rakarth was a playable character back in like 5th edition, the lore of like Karan Kar and Clark Caron was swapped apparently. So Clark Caron was the slave city and Karan Kar was the beast city. And then they switched that at some point in a later edition. And then they created Lokir Fellheart, who's the slave master character, so they put him in Karan Kar, which was now the slave city. So it's just a goof.
It is so useful for you to be here during those kind of questions, because I'm just like, I don't know. But that actually makes perfect sense, because I was actually confused by that, because I thought he would be going to Clark Caron. That's where I thought he'd be.
Yeah, that would make sense, but yeah.
Seb Sellers did a £10 super chat. When people ask me what the best day of my life was, I used to say my wedding day. Now I tell them when I clapped the Empire from Erengrad to Dotton back with the Chaos Boys after 150 turns of pain. If you say so. You better not just lay siege there. You're gonna attack, right?
I'm going.
Okay, good. Because last time you did.
Jeez. Give me a minute. I gotta move all my banners around.
Banners will make such a big difference in this battle for Shizzle.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's gonna be make or break.
Yeah, banners. +4 leadership. Scarecrow banner. Yeah, -4 leadership against flying units against Skaven. So useful. Hang on, let me see what banners you got. Alright, we got Winds Magic Power Reserve is pretty good. Missile resistance +8, that's not bad. You got speed +15, that's not too bad. Charge bonus +15, 25%. Yeah, not too bad. Those banners are far from the worst in the game.
I had to add my speed boosters to the Bastildon.
Andrew Matthews did a £5 super chat. Do you think the free harpies are being trailered? What? Hang on. Do you think the free harpies are being trailered for the next Beastman DLC, or even better, free deck droppers? No. No, it's
just a gimmick. I think it's just a gimmick.
Look into it. It's a gimmick. It's shit. Okay? It's just a gimmick.
Free harpies, woohoo.
Yeah, it's a unit that can't beat anything. It's filler in your army. That's all it is. Okay? that you can't, you're not gonna be able to harpy doomstack or anything like that. That's just not gonna happen. Thanks super chat, appreciate you. Just a gimmick. It's yeah. Tailored. Hey, I read the super chat as it is. If you misspell it, that's your problem.
Fair but brutal.
No! What are you doing? Look at this! Look at this!
You're gonna sit there and enjoy how I siege. There's nothing you can do about it.
No! You're missing the cheese area. The cheese area. Ah! The cheese god is very upset right now.
That's not my religion.
It's all good. I don't think you can lose this battle, so I think it's fine. The funny thing will be if you occupy the settlement and you take a lot of damage, more damage than if you had done it otherwise, and they lock you in there with like 3 armies.
Oh, I will take a lot of damage. I can tell you that now. That's gonna happen. I'm counting on it.
Well, at least we're gonna watch this in low quality, high definition. Do you reckon that Manticore summon spell doesn't last long enough?
I will tell you that it's not going to get extended because if it did, the multiplayer community would throw a huge bitch fit about it.
I know.
That's literally the only reason it got nerfed in the first place.
I know. It's partially my fault, I think, because one of my multiplayer builds was I used to bring Carl Franz, or an Empire Lord, on a Griffin, plus 3 Beast Wizards on Griffins, and I used to summon 3 Manticores at the start of a battle, and they didn't decay, and it immediately brought my bounce power above the enemy forces, and I only ever lost a battle once with that army.
You're part of the problem.
Oh yeah, and I made Outriders that I would hide in trees, and I would just like, and they all had Arcane Conduit, so I would just hover over their army using Flock of Doom, back when that used to actually be pretty good as well. Beast magic used to be my go-to magic in multiplayer, but now in single player, I don't touch beast magic. It is garbage.
It's not my favorite lore, I will say that. Amber Spirit can be really fun, but you have to have like such an elevated position for it to reliably hit anything.
It's a finicky spell for sure. Wouldn't Loic be the cheese god? Nah, cheese god is Cinch.
Or Nuffle, but Nuffle doesn't exist in this universe.
Yeah. Or the cheese god could be something separate.
I'm sure maybe there's probably like some horrifying cheese demon that lives in the moot.
Yeah. And your Manticore actually did a pretty good job. Actually, no, it didn't. It got 334 damage.
Yeah. It's just there to make sure the Warlock Engineer isn't bombarding me with Warp Lightnings on the walls.
Yeah, it's disrupting it. I thought it had done all that damage to it, but he must have damaged it with something else.
Oh, well, that's the second Mana Core. The first Mana Core did all the damage. Send out the snakes!
Why is crystals moving? Yeah, it's kind of an AI thing. They can actually attach it to their lords. It's just I don't know, it's an AI thing.
Yeah, I think it's a bug. It doesn't seem intended.
Have you seen the silly crap that they do with Tomb Kings?
The AI?
They cast the Tomb Swarm on themselves. They've been doing it for a year now. AI Tomb Kings think that the Tomb Swarm is a buff to their army. So they cast it on themselves.
Which
Guaranteed,
is weird.
like,
which is weird because there definitely was a point the AI used it correctly.
They did with Warden and Paunch. I even told them in early access and sent them a replay, and they didn't fix it.
Yeah, Undertaker, I agree. Listen, the only reason Tehiniwan does not have unique regiments of renown on his sacrifice tree is because the DLC he was in was half-baked. That's literally the only reason.
Funny thing is that the DLC with Tehiniwan is the most important DLC for Skaven.
Yeah, they finished the Skaven side and they did not finish the Lizardmen side. I suspect because 3K got pushed back and they moved more resources over to finish it because it was supposed to come out, and then all of the content creators played it and said it was terrible because it was, so they had to fix it.
Yeah, that was before I got whitelisted. I was not part of that conversation.
Neither was I, but I heard about it last.
This is fantastic. Give me more Rattling guns.
I mean, it like, from the Skaven side, it's a fantastic DLC, like, undeniably. It's like the textbook definition of pure, insane fun. Alright, the Skaven capital has been captured. So hopefully that'll provide a little bit of relief up there. Not a lot, probably, but a little.
Honestly, it's not too bad. They're spent so much time trying to sack Altar of the Horned Rat. They've actually disbanded a lot of their own troops. Because obviously their economy is faltering now. And Clan Scryer is on the verge of being defeated. Ah, they blew up my settlement. Oh, I lost all my trade agreements because that was my port settlement. I'll be able to re-establish them next turn, it'll be fine. Because I'll have...
Friedrich, I don't believe in cheese. I believe in fun. Those are two different branches for me.
The revolt here, that's fine.
Ah, yeah, thanks for bringing that up, Smogcog. Yeah, I do have a really, really beautifully fantastic Tehiniwan model being pro-painted that there are progress pics on the Discord if anybody wants to check those out. It's so close to being done. I'm so excited for when that model shows up.
Yeah. I've got my first model now.
Oh yeah? What'd you get?
Gaming Dane painted it for me as a Christmas present. I have Ichiclaw.
Very nice.
He's done some really good painting jobs that he posts on his Instagram.
Ichiclaw had a fantastic model. I think his was a 7th edition model, so it turned out pretty nice.
Yeah, I think I've got the Age of Sigmar variant. So
it's the same one.
Yeah, it's definitely Ichiclaw, but I think it's called...
It's called an Arch Warlock now.
Yeah, Arch Warlock.
Because Age of Sigmar, when they first started it, they were like, oh, special characters are bad. And then now they're like, oh, wait, people like special characters.
Hey, when do I get Gorok back? Just realized I haven't been using my Legendary Lord. Yeah, he's back.
Toss a coin to your witcher.
Yeah, so I probably had a little bit of a stream skip there, because YouTube kicked me off for a moment. It's all good. Ooh, big army and... Oh, big-ish army. Don't think I can auto-resolve it. The Saurus Warriors will get nuked. Who's your favorite Lizardmen generic lord? Generic lord? Lifeslan, definitely.
Yeah, I'm also pretty heavy on Team Lifeslan. I played... That was my go-to character in Tabletop back during the good old days, during the pro fantasy circuit. The Lifeslan was insanely broken. Even worse than he is in this game. Because anything your Temple Guard Death Star couldn't kill, Dwellers Below could.
Yeah, Dwellers Below, holy crap, so good. I used to hate it. I used to think it was shit. Now I love it.
Eliza,
definitely bumping up life magic.
Eliza, I would go.
System.
I would go tic-tac-toe.
Number 2.
Tic-tac-toe is a really fun campaign. A lot of people miss out on.
It takes a bit to knock off vampires from the number 1 spot.
Did I watch the Netflix series? Yeah, I liked it. I liked it a lot. I'm really excited for when the next season comes out. The light Slon doesn't exist, only thick Slon. He's a brilliant, large beam of light.
yeah, different type of light Slon.
What's my favorite normal Lizardman Lord after the Slon? For me, it's probably the Old Blood. Like, the Old Blood on Carnosaur is just a freaking classic. Like, it's hard to... It's such a beautiful, flawless, like, embodiment of everything that's awesome about the Lizardmen.
Yeah, I like the Saurus Old Blood as soon as they get on a Carnosaur. Before that, no. That's a miss.
Any thoughts on possible additions to Dark Elves? It'd be kind of a stretch, but there are things they could do if they wanted to. Something that Creative Assembly has done on a super regular basis whenever they're like scrounging the bottom of the barrel for new units is that they'll basically just take like the champion model from a unit and just upgrade it to being a new unit. So it'll just be like the same unit, but maybe it has magic attacks or just a higher skill set or something. They do that a lot. But probably the biggest thing I could think of, a Manticore, like a Manticore Knights unit would probably be cool. Maybe like a Helldrake, which is, it's technically a Sea Serpent, but I'm sure they could pull some shenanigans to get it to, like, slither around on the ground. Stuff like that. What is the Ring of Death? It's Lord Croc's magic. Unless you're is that what you were talking about?
What do I think of Dark Magic? It's okay. It's probably middle of the rung. Lore of Magic. Kind of expensive, doesn't really pack that much of a punch. But it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, it's one of those weird lores because it's hyper competitive in multiplayer, but in single player it doesn't really give you as much mileage.
Yeah,
and it's just
and
multiplayer.
Get that much out of it.
Yeah, multiplayer just like it because it is one of the best spells for single target damage, and it also heals your character, which is a nice wombo.
Yeah. Give it a rest with the clan rats.
Manticore Knights like flying monsters calf? Yeah, I mean, they gave the High Elves Griffin Knights in campaign only with Eltharion, so I don't see why you couldn't do Manticore Knights with Dark Elves. Is Screech Vermin King alive? Yes. He's still active in Age of Sigmar. He hasn't really done anything, but he's still around. Any hints for playing Tomb Kings? That's more of a legend question, I think, than a Sotek question.
Okay.
I don't know, I haven't played Tomb Kings in forever.
Yeah, it just depends. Like, if it's your audience asking, I kind of feel not super comfortable about answering it because my answers are always riddled with exploits and cheese. So it just depends on how much you want to do of that kind of stuff.
Alright, so the casual, lazy answer from me would probably be get a lot of characters, like a lot of heroes, from your tech tree as fast as you can.
I agree with that. Yep,
they will help shore up your shitty troops until you can get good troops.
Yep. And then I would also say, in terms of your lords, specialize each one with something different. Don't make them the jack of all trades.
Yeah.
Don't have their armies full of variety because it makes them weak. Like, what you want to be doing is having two armies that support each other. So, for example, you got one army that boosts Tomb Guard. Put all your Tomb Guard in that army, and then have a missile-based army that supports it. So you've got, you know, say a lord that has the trait Prepared, which provides extra ammunition for archers, right? All of his units are archers, right? And have another lord with Disciplined, and give him all of the Tomb Guard. So the Tomb Guard come in, they're super strong, but they're also supported by an archer-based army. That way, you've actually got a balanced army, but it's spread across 2 armies.
Yeah, I would 100% agree with that. That's what I do with Tomb Kings too, especially because your armies are free, so you should have as many of them as you can. And that you also, if you do that system where you have an army dedicated to a single idea and that's supported by another army, you get way more mileage from the red skills on your Lord's tree and also from the heralds, which the heralds are at the end of your tech tree, and they give like super buffs, but only to a specific unit, generally, like Tomb Guard or Scorpions or Archers. So if you have a Tomb Guard army, but you're running all of the Tomb Guard in one army, and you give them whichever herald is based around the Tomb Guard, you get a badass Tomb Guard army.
Exactly. So I usually have Cetra running with a Tomb Guard army, because even though Tomb Guard are definitely not a Doom stack, Cetra boosts Tomb Guard by so much that they're basically the equivalent of Chosen. And I just have him supported by other armies that boost other things. But yeah, he gets the most out of Tomb Guard, and since you might as well get them, since the Tomb King economy is rubbish, you're better off building military buildings over economic buildings most of the time.
Yep.
Because there's no point making tons of money and then just having all of your armies full of skeletons. So you want to be increasing your capacities for as many different types of units as possible. So units that I would avoid increasing the capacity of, though, Carrion, Chariots beyond the early game, just because they're only tier 1 and tier 2, although Screaming Skull catapults are okay. I'm not a big fan of their cavalry, but they're not terrible. That's about it. I pretty much get everything else. I think that's one of the best things about Tomb Kings. You actually utilize the majority of their roster. It's the only race that I do that with.
Yeah, they have a very, it's definitely not a bloated roster. Like, everything, like, if you want, you can actually surprisingly find a good place for pretty much everything.
Yeah. Except for Carrion, and that's about it, actually. Actually, I really hate Nehekara Warriors.
Yeah, they added those, though. That's a weird scene. Like, I get, it's like I wouldn't even call them medium tier infantry. They're more like not as bad shit light tier infantry.
Well, here's the thing about the...
Not having shields is so rough, though.
They're not strong enough to actually do any serious damage on very high battle difficulty. And they have less health and less melee defense than skeletons, and they don't have shields. So they're not really good at, like, holding the enemy at bay while your missile units do
yeah, I don't use Nehekaran warriors unless, like, yeah, skeleton warriors are just better.
Yeah, they have no role in the army. They're bad damage dealers, and they're bad meat shields.
Who's leading this force? Oh, Transiform.
Alright, there we go, everyone.
That being said, like, if you just,
What's the best hero to take in a Tomb King, and what kind of magic gives its priest? I usually go light magic. I usually just avoid death magic. Death magic's, in my opinion, the worst. Nehekara magic, if you know what you're doing, you can cheese it quite a bit. It's okay, it's not very good at dishing out damage, but the buff spells are pretty good, plus the passive is really useful. I find that a Nehekara wizard is really good if you're going to do that with a infantry-based army, because you can revive all of your army after every battle. Provided you don't take too much damage. But light magic's got the best spells. Shadow magic's okay, but Shadow magic's a good early game lore of magic. Late game, I just find Banishment and Barona's Time Warp to be a bit more effective for it.
Yeah, they did kind of an unfortunate thing with Nehekaran magic, where it has pretty good buff spells, but light magic overwhelms it at the end, because Banishment or Bjorna's Time Warp can be a huge AoE. That's a super strong buff, and all the Nehekaran buffs are single target, which is lame.
Yeah.
Like, even if you overcast, like, you make them better, so, like, they can be super good, but you have to use them at the right time in the right place.
Yep.
Do not betray your king.
Just trying to think what to do with which blessing to give. You know what? I'm not even going to give him blessing right now. Just keep reducing upkeep costs.
I need to own another province. I need to construct a blood shrine. I'll be able to do that in kayaks pretty soon. Subatoon's the last settlement I need, right? Yeah.
See, oh, that's really good. Let's go with that.
Where is Chakwa? Oh, it's way the fuck up there. Okay, well, we'll send this little scheme chief up there.
Alright, could use that army to finish them off.
There are only like 3 random Skaven names.
I think I'd rather sit here.
There are more than that. You probably
And that way Gorok can get more experience.
You probably just feel like you only see the same one over and over and over.
Because now I have to go and take back Altar of the Horned Rat. Which shouldn't be too bad.
Okay, so I think our goal will be to take the Lost Valley and the Southern Great
Okay,
Jungle.
can re-establish trade agreement with you.
Okay.
Gotta re-establish all my trade agreements.
Money! How many Skaven did Tehinawan sacrifice to Sotek? It's at least 7 digits. I don't know how many in 7 digits. Like, it gets... like, but there were millions. it was a ridiculous war. And it lasted for a long time. It was like a 100-year war.
Millions of Skaven?
Over 100 years? Yeah, that's pretty easy to do.
Amateur numbers.
That's probably true. Who knows? It may have been bigger than that. But Games Workshop, like, whenever you ask them numbers about anything, that's like when they get their most nervous. Because the authors were like, don't ask us that.
Yeah. How many Skaven live? Yeah.
My favorite quote will always be when one of them tried to answer in the end times. They were like, how many Skaven are there? And he says, 1 billion times 1 billion. It was like, what?
Yeah.
You're so full of shit, dude. Sit down, quiet.
Yeah, billion times 1 billion's a bit too much.
Yeah, that was the canonical answer. That was in a book, for anyone curious. That wasn't like... that wasn't him answering an article. He said that in one of the End Times books.
Yeah, that's 1 billion times 1 billion. Isn't that like a quintillion or something?
I have no idea, but it's a fucking huge number.
You just add the zeros, so you just add the zeros. So that's 18 zeros.
It's a pretty obscene number.
Yeah, that's like more stars than there are in this galaxy. Like, by a lot.
There are millions of elves. No, there are as many elves as there needs to be. That was their official comment.
Yeah.
Just as many to make the story work.
I don't think I want to do any more there. What do I got? Not. Yeah, I can get rid of that because I built that over here. Alright.
Welcome back, Q.
I'm pretty much on there. I feel a lot less pressure now that Clan Scryer is pretty much done for.
What are dwarves doing in Lustria? Adding variety to the map. That's it. They're not supposed to be there lore-wise, but, you know, they just make it more interesting.
And Clan Pestilence is about equal to...
Hey, Prince of Pleasure, how's it going?
Actually, no, I'm higher strength ranking than them. So I should be okay to go down to a smack scroll.
Buistrin, I absolutely think marked Beastmen should be in the game, and I think if they have the marked Beastmen in the game, I would have no issue with the Monogar armies having their respective marked Beastman unit. I think that'd be fine.
Alright, cool. Let's move on to your turn. It would be a quintillion? Oh, okay.
Oh, I can get feral cold ones now. Hooray! Wait, where's there going to be a rebellion? Oh, the Sentinel of Time. Okay, I don't give a shit about the Sentinel of Time. I think we'll... yeah, I could not care less about the Sentinel of Time rebelling. That can blow up. Oh, wait, no, that's Oaksiel. Wait, never mind. I need to go back to that.
I'd say a more accurate number for the Skaven would probably be around 1 trillion.
Yeah, that seems like
I
a pretty
think that
reasonable bet.
That seems like a reasonable number.
Like, they are the most numerous race, yes. But the billion times a billion number was just silly.
Yeah, like 1 trillion is a... given the size of them, I mean, they're like kind of around the size of a man. And given that they live underground and they live in such compacted spaces and they're literally everywhere, you know, 1 trillion, I reckon, is be like, yeah, that's a pretty generous answer. Like 1 trillion's a big number.
Let's go ahead and take the armor buff. And let's get the... We're going to go ahead and grab these sacrifices real quick, just to make life easy to deal with these rebellions, and then we'll go from there.
Even that's very high, nowhere that many. Yeah, even now, as I said, that I'm still like, ugh, even 100 billion seems a little bit more reasonable.
Hey, Palatine, thanks so much for the super chat and listening to the videos, dude. I appreciate it.
Oh, didn't want to wipe them out.
Rip.
You're around 50 billion? Whatever. Oh no, Spirit of the Jungle was destroyed. Oh no, I can't confederate Nakai. What are we gonna do?
We'll have to start over.
Start again. Yeah.
Oh, so here, this might give you a laugh. Did you hear about the nipple controversy
With the lizards?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I saw that on Twitter, and like I don't care, but at the same time, it's like lizards don't have nipples.
It made I was laughing so hard when I saw it.
Especially considering that this is a race of people that don't actually breed.
Yeah.
You know, sexually.
Don't have genders. Don't give birth.
What would you need nipples for?
It made me laugh so hard when I saw it. Like, it was just like, no, I hate it. Who did this? Hey, Josh Ellis, thanks so much for becoming a member, dude. I appreciate it. Enjoy the emotes and such, my dude.
Another wretched foul lizard thing joins the red host. Cursed Sotek spawn.
Who has the best friendship and who are the best lovers in Warhammer? Vlad and Isabella probably have the best romantic relationship. The best platonic relationship probably was Snorri Whitebeard and Malekith when they were younger. But in, like, the modern day... I don't know, not a lot of characters are friends.
Greatest friendship, Tehenowin and Skrulk.
It crosses all boundaries.
Yeah, star-crossed friendship. They're going for this fuming serpent. I don't like that. I don't hate it that much, though. Yeah, missile resistance would be good. Shield of Saphiri's not bad either.
Go Trek and Felix? I don't know if they were really... They were friends, but their friendship was very complicated. I don't know if I would call them the, like, best friends. Tyrion and Teclis, they're brothers. That doesn't count.
Okay. Sorry about this.
What about Celeste? Celeste doesn't exist in fantasy. Atharion and Grom. That's the best rivalry. Wood Elf Sisters? Once again, twins. Doesn't count.
Yeah. You don't know what I'm doing, do you?
Not yet. I'm sure it's something wacky.
It's very wacky.
Friends and Katerin?
I identified the submission. Hey Legend, I was following your evil Gandalf Kemmler guide. Who would you attack after you finish off the 2 Bretonnian factions near you? Whichever one liked me the least. That's who I would usually attack. you usually you're gonna get declared war on, so it's best to strike first. Which isn't, you shouldn't be using that as life advice with real people, though. But yeah, in Total War games, it's better to be the person who declares war on them. 'Cause they're gonna do it.
Scarstick and Gobbler are pet master,
here.
though.
I recruited a lord that I had already recruited in the past. And a lot of their abilities here don't really do much damage to single entities. And Skrulk has got the Pestilent Breath attack. And they've got a Plague Claw Catapult. So what I'm going to do here is get them to actually kill their own troops.
He does have the Liber Bubonicus, though. I don't think that's going to save him, but...
Problem is, it might not work great.
Oh, there's the Liber Bubonicus.
No, that is... Oh, yeah. Oh, shit.
Wow, that went well.
Well, that didn't work. It works so much better with Skaven. Lizardmen just can't do this kind of crap. Half of my campaign was doing this kind of crap with well, they lost 18. Like, here's another thing, is that you can actually go back straight into the fight. I can't believe I routed so early. Must have terror routed me. The biggest downside is that we level up Skrulk by doing this. But yeah, that didn't work. And the thing is, you can just go straight back into the fight again. How did I route?
Can the Defenders of the Great Plan survive without Nakai? They can, yes, for a little bit. The only thing I can think of is just the penalties of being surrounded plus the Plague Claw Catapult penalty. Because it does a special leadership debuff.
Yeah, we just don't have enough leadership to deal with that kind of stuff on this difficulty. Alright, what if we...
Yeah, plus he's only got base leadership 70.
What if I went about this a different way?
The cheese was rotten.
What if?
Looks like the dwarves
I
are
got
coming out
another
to
idea.
help.
I'll need somebody else, though. This guy's taking too much damage. Let's have a look. Let's get... Hang on, let me think about this again. I got a lot of money, and I don't want to deal with this crap. Yeah, I should definitely take him out. Getting another lord is fine. Okay, and then we want to... Yes, and I want fast units. Yes.
Grimgor and Borgut? Borgut Face Beater... Grimgor doesn't really have friends, though. Like, he did not hate Borgut. I think that's the best that can be said.
Did you know that if you attack from Port Settlement, if they're standing right next to your thing, you can lose as many times as you want, your army will never get wiped out?
Really? Like they'll never die?
Mm-hmm. If I lose this battle again, this lord will not get wiped out.
Huh.
I can fight it as long as my units actually do survive the battle. I can fight this as many times as I want, and their army is on force march, so they can't actually stop me from attacking them.
Amazing.
Jeez. All right, so we're gonna go a different route. This time I'm gonna get rid of their Plague Claw ammo before I do anything.
Amazon barbs.
Go and hide.
Cool color scheme.
And then we're going to exhaust them, and then I'm going to hit and run them until they rage quit. Also known as the army loss penalty.
That'll probably work.
Oh. Yeah, the lag. Okay, that's fine. Just have to do this. Okay,
Knowledge Spreader, that machine existed for a single story. I mean, so it does exist within the universe.
An ability might get you the extra leadership you need to stay through these spells. Yeah, I was keeping an eye on that. It's just that we went down from 20 leadership down to 0 straight away in that previous battle. It just jumped on me too quickly. I love
Excuse
doing
me.
this kind of stuff.
Just the eternal jukes.
Yeah. Well, you know, they cheat. I cheese.
Hey, J.
And we got to get rid of those.
JG. Gosh, I don't know what that was hard for
So
my
I
brain
really
to
want
do.
to try to use Scroll's
JG to Kid, thanks so much for
abilities
becoming a member, my dude.
to
Welcome
thin
to
out
the
their
Red
numbers,
Host.
and then, you know, they can't catch the
Hope you enjoy your stay.
units. There's no chance of that, so we just got to thin them out. They don't have many armored units, so the sensor bearers will get ripped to shreds by them. And then any unit that routes will get run down by the cavalry.
Sigvald is definitely Sigvald's best friend. I don't know, I feel like Sigvald would be envious of Sigvald for taking attention away from Sigvald, you know what I mean?
Cursed Sotek spawn.
Okay, now we're not going to suffer that horrendous leadership penalty when we go in there. And also, because I've got other units in there, even if my guy does rout, he should be able to get away from them. I'm a little bit tired, that's okay.
Knowledge Spreader, if you want dwarves to get cool new toys, what they need is like a shard dragon or rune golems or a thunder barge, which is a large airship that has like siege weaponry as opposed to like little pew pew steam guns, like organ guns, multiple organ guns. Those are like the big awesome toys they need to add to the game.
So yeah, get them nice and tight. I don't think we're going to be able to get Skulk to use Pestilent Breath. Doesn't seem like he wants to use it. Seems like they've improved the AI recently. Might actually route.
My immersion's being broken by Skaven not killing other Skaven and on at least the attempt to kill the enemy, which is what they should do.
I'm actually taking a bit too much damage here. But at least I'm pulling one of their units completely away from their units. Their other guys. Yeah,
The Shard Dragon. Shard Dragon is one of my favorite monsters. What about that giant steam-powered Dwarf War avatar that was in the canceled third Forge World book? The only steam-powered war avatar dwarf I've seen was in the Big Red book. That being said, that's basically what rune golems are.
Oh man, I hate Cold One Riders. For a cavalry unit, they're just too slow.
Just like they were on Tabletop. Nobody took them because they were slow as shit. Like, a lot of Cav was movement 7, but they did not have the stat line to get away with being movement 7. No,
These guys here to focus on the Plague Monks, especially the Sensor Bearers.
a Shard Dragon is not called that because it's the shard of a big dragon. It's because its scales look like shards of Gromril, because it's very spiky. The Big Red Book? You mean the Big Blood Book? No, I mean the Big Red Book. Russianator, I think the last DLC is going to be Lizardmen versus Beastmen. I feel pretty confident about that. Especially since Rakarth is coming out by himself. Is there a Warhammer dragon that breathes lightning? Yes, they're called Storm Dragons. Big shocker, I know. They are dragons that are supercharged with the wind of... Ooh, gosh. I want to say it's Heavens? They do exist, though.
So I'm trying to give him some rest. That Croxagore dude should be okay against the, against Skrulk.
What are Skaven up to in the Age of Sigmar? For the most part, the Skaven are building up for another civil war. The Clan Pestilence and Clan Scryer are the two dominant powers right now. And they are building up for, like, one of them to take preeminence over the other, apparently. So they are building up to a civil war, but the big thing that's going on is that the...
Two units that I wanted these guys to go up against were the ones that ran out this way.
In the aftermath of the end times, the Skaven's god, the Great Horned Rat, splintered into a bunch of different pieces that are called godheads.
But they're getting a few kills over here, thinning them out a bit.
And all of the godheads of the Great Horned Rat are basically trying to devour one another. So they're trying to reunify back into the singular Great Horned Rat. But the one that takes control is going to be the one who is supported by the clan who comes out on top. So basically, the Skaven are a little wound up in a civil war right now. As for good stories about them right now, there's a couple. There's a book called Clan Pestilence, which is pretty good about the Skaven. They show up in a lot of short stories. They don't really have a book purely focused on them though right now.
Definitely shouldn't charge in the...
They've been pretty underutilized in AOS so far.
Too much damage to them.
What's my typical go-to for a vampire count playthrough? Do you mean what character I go for? I usually go Kimmler.
Yeah, Kimmler's good.
The Lightning Dragons are independent. They were introduced in the Storm of Magic compendium. So they're an independent creature that if you had a scroll of binding, you could force it to join your army. But they're like neutral. They don't like anybody. Man, Squawk really doesn't like those Colwyn Riders. He's just going all in.
Yeah, that's fine. It's not exactly my most important unit. He's making the right decision, though, by going after it.
Oh god, that Liver Bubonicus hurts.
Yeah.
Why can't CA make the Rune of Wrath and Ruin cool with fire and lightning stuff like Thoric? I hope that when, hopefully not if, the Dwarfs get a good DLC, they will do reworks on rune magic. But the reason the Rune of Wrath and Ruin sucks and is super boring is because of the multiplayer community.
Yep.
Unfortunately, that's just...
If you've got a missile-based army, lots of artillery, the Rune of Wrath and Ruin can actually be very useful, especially against cavalry charges.
Oh yeah, like, it's good, but originally it did damage. They complained about that it did damage, so then they tried making it deal less damage and slowing people down, but then they kept complaining about it, so now it just slows people down. And there are still people that complain about it, but, you know, whatever. Hey, Russell, thanks for the super chat, my dude. No message, but I appreciate the tip.
Okay. I think we're going to win. We're taking out the best units now.
Is the Shard Dragon inspired from Smog? No, it can't fly. The Shard Dragon is more like a giant subterranean pissed off lizard. It's not an actual dragon. It's more like a... It's what I guess Tolkien would call a worm. It's flightless, though. Russell, I mean, chat's pretty chill, so I'll see your message, dude. Does the Lightning Dragon have art? No. Who's the strongest cavalry lore-wise? I would say it's probably a three-way tie between Chaos Knights, Blood Knights, and Grail Knights. Unless you're including Monstrous Cav. If you include Monstrous Cav, the strongest Cav in the game is probably... in the lore? Probably Mournfang Riders. Unless you're counting Rhinox Riders, in which case Rhinox Riders.
Scroll left now. Let's see if our Cold Run Riders here can actually manage to beat Skaven slave slingers in melee.
Oh my god, Skrulk is getting melted by those chameleon skinks. Oh, and Razordons. You know, the Razordons do help.
Yeah. There we go, army losses. Ah, close victory. That's heroic, surely.
So is it like how a bearded dragon isn't a dragon? Yes.
Hey, I always get terrible loading times for Warhammer 2. From like battle to campaign and vice versa. The game is on my SSD. Do you have any suggestions aside from reinstall? I don't know, dude. Unfortunately, I'm not Total War Help Desk. I actually don't know. Sorry.
You can try reaching out to CA through like Twitter or the forums or something, or Reddit. They're usually okay about responding.
Yeah. Alright. At least it's not super urgent to take out that army now, because there's no siege attacker in there, and this guy could come over here to reinforce.
Griffin Clauser, thanks for the super chat, my dude. How does it feel to play with Mac from It's Always Sunny in Philly?
Alright, they're definitely not strong enough to...
It feels pretty cheesy.
So I'm going to force march...
Pretty cheesy.
Gorok here. They can't ambush us at sea either, so really quite safe with that.
So Legend isn't a rat? I have not met him in person. I can neither confirm nor deny if he's actually a rat. I have my suspicions, though. Hey, Changer of Ways. Good to see you, man.
Maybe a better CPU, RAM, and GPU might help him. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not help desk. I'm not going to pretend like I know. I don't.
Do I think Archaon will get a buff in Game 3? Archaon's pretty powerful already.
Yeah, Archaon's fine. The problem is his faction sucks.
Yeah. Now, they should make Dorger bigger, so that he's actually as big as he's supposed to be, and not that tiny little pony that he is now.
But Dorger is a horse.
No, he's not. He's just pretending to be a horse, because Archaon was lame and wanted him to be a horse for some stupid reason.
Yeah. Imagine being like, you know what, I'm gonna pretend to be a creature in this magical fantasy universe. I know, I'll pretend to be one of the weakest creatures in the world.
I like how Archaon is like this super experienced warrior that's seen all sorts of horrifying terrors, and when he has a shape-shifting mount, he's like, you know what? I want you to be like my old horse that died in battle because it was a fucking horse.
Yeah.
Instead of being, I don't know, something way bigger. Or with wings. He figured it out in Age of Sigmar, but it's unfortunate that it took him that long. Yeah, the shard dragons are controlled by runic collars. That's how the dwarves control them. They have ancient runic collars that allow runesmiths to direct them.
Do you think they'll add buffer to Warhammer 3 via a race pack? I don't know what buffer is. What's a buffer?
Add what?
Buffer. B-O-F-F-A.
I have no idea what that is.
Well, if you don't know what it is, then it's not worth knowing.
I like your I like your confidence in me. That makes me feel good.
Yeah, I've watched a lot of your Q&A videos, so yeah, you just know so much. So it's not worth knowing.
Do I think Rakarth will be able to tame mammoths? Maybe. I mean, he can have, from the image they showed, he can have giant wolves. Lizardmen, dinosaurs, and squigs.
Yeah, we know the answer. We know the answer. We can't tell you.
It's like, come on, guys. Like, you gotta wait, like, 3 more days at most. Just hang in there.
Yeah, just hold on, guys. We can't tell you. We know the answer. We can't tell you.
Can you tell me the answer to this thing CA hasn't talked about yet? What do you think?
Sorry, we wish we could, you know. I'd love to be able to tell you about the next Total War game being Medieval 3. Whoops! No, but it can't.
Pan, was that literally the answer? I'm so Bofa D's nuts. Oh, thank you. Appreciate it, chat.
I don't get it.
It's a lore question, dude. That's like the one time my brain turns off to everything else. It's serious stuff. You can't.
I still don't get it.
I look forward to your chat just trying to explain it
Yeah, they are.
endlessly.
I don't get it. Both are. I don't get it. Both of these nuts. Right. Both of these nuts. Right.
Oh, I thought you were joking.
No, I figured it out now, but
I thought you were just trolling them.
I've never heard that before.
It's like Updog.
What's up, dog?
Not much help. Harry Potter Total War? That would be a terrible fucking idea. I'm sorry. Jekka, yes, it is like that thing you said. What do I prefer between a balanced army, a thematic army, or a cheesy army? I prefer thematic armies. Which is why, like, I lose battles often in my campaigns. That can be pretty difficult.
It's alright.
Archmage... oh, okay. Got 22 things I'd change about Game of Thrones last season. Do I have any suggestions? No, because I never watched it.
Never watched Game of Thrones?
Nope.
Oh.
I tend to like to wait until things are done before I watch them. That way I can just binge it, and then Game of Thrones.
That's how I feel about Three Kingdoms.
and then Game of Thrones ended, and I heard it was absolutely fucking horrible. So missed the bullet on that one. I mean, I've read the books, but I never watched the show.
Especially like the first few seasons, it gets lazier. Like there's so much good setup in the first few seasons, and then they just kind of like they just sort of let it unravel. And season 8, it's just like the laziest season of them all in terms of storytelling.
Can I just give you CA's 5-year plan?
Yeah, you spend
sure, dude. I'll
so
fax
much
it to you.
time with these characters, and they just get really undeserving ends. Basically, season 8 is the end times, where it's just like, let's just hurry up. We got to get to the next thing. Yeah,
okay, that I perfectly understand, and that from what I've heard, that's a pretty apt description.
The rest of it is great, but the ending sucks. You know.
What Forge World unit do I most want to see in future Total War? I'd like to see the Incarnate Elementals as part of an Araby faction. I think that would be badass. I love the Incarnate Elementals. They're super beautiful designs.
Yeah, I need growth over here.
I'm pretty sure the next Total War title is probably going to be, after 3, it's probably going to be something historical. Like, they're probably going to flip-flop it between, like, do a historical, do something fantastical. Do a historical, do something fantastical. That's probably just going to be our life.
I think the next historical Total War game is going to tell the story of the Odyssey.
That'd be pretty hype.
Nah, I don't know.
I feel like they missed their shot when they did... Like, Troy's it's a fun game for all intents and purposes, but I feel like they missed their shot when they made it too historical.
Yeah, they needed to go one way or another. They either need to make it like really grounded historical or bonkers crazy fantasy, and they went middle of the wrong, and it just
yeah, they
doesn't work.
They missed both audiences because of that. Australia Total War.
Wouldn't be a very good Total War game.
It's just you versus the emus. The emu war.
Pretty much.
I feel like that would be just a game where, like, if you leave your settlements, you're dealing with, like, 99% attrition depending on the time of year.
Alright, I think I'm done here. This army here might get ambushed over the end turn, but given their strength ranking, I think that's okay if we lost this army. I'd be okay with it. I think the main thing here is got to know where they are.
Yep. I think that's the thing for me as well, Smogcog. I don't know how they can make a historical game that's going to stand up to fantasy just because of the variety problem. Like, if you keep anything remotely based on historical... Like, you can only have so many types of dudes wielding a weapon before I'm just... Like, I think for me at least, I'm just like, alright, I'm bored. Like, this is all just more of the same crap. And I don't know how they're going to solve that problem for future historical titles.
Troy or 3K, which is better in your opinion? Definitely 3K. Yeah, definitely Three Kingdoms. Like, if I was to give ratings out, to put things in perspective, I'd give Total War Warhammer 2 9.5 out of 10. Like, it's amazing. I'd give Three Kingdoms, like, 7.8, but I'd probably go 7.1 for Troy. Like, it's, like... Seven Kingdoms is a decent bit better than Troy. Because Troy, I find the combat to be unbelievably unsatisfying. Like, I hate battles in Troy. I really don't enjoy them. And I don't particularly like the battles in Three Kingdoms either, but they're not like Troy. Like, I would prefer to just auto-resolve all the battles in Troy and just focus on the campaign, because I can't stand fighting them.
Dang it, I keep getting boring banners. I want one of the exciting ones.
Next historical should bring us to the 1800s. No, disagree. Keep gunpowder out of historical Total War, please. Have you played Troy on the channel? No, I decided not to cover Troy. I made a couple of videos on it, but I decided not to do any Let's Plays of it because I played a little bit in the early access and it really didn't hold my interest for very long. Like, I just kept finding myself starting new campaigns because it just wasn't really... Like, I wasn't losing campaigns or anything, but it just wasn't keeping my interest.
What about Total War Song of Ice and Fire? I don't know if Game of Thrones would be that good for...
It'd be good.
You think so?
Yep.
It seems like it relies so much on, like, political intrigue.
Well, yeah, well, that's what you'd focus on, I guess. It'd have to have a strong diplomacy. Song of Fire and Ice really works well in Crusader Kings 2 because of all of the character-based stuff. But Total War could totally do it.
I mean, I'd play it. Do I think dwarves get outranged by other shooting factions? I guess, but I mean, dwarf shooting in Total War is pretty solid. Like they have the best gunpowder in the game. At least, like, the handgunners are so good. Did I say handgunners? I meant thunderers. Changer of Ways. I can't complain much about Troy because I got it for free. I mean, you can.
Do you think they will expand more of Lustria going south in Warhammer 3? In Mortal Empires? Maybe?
I wouldn't bet on it, but it'd be nice.
I wouldn't bet on it. Just trying to decide what to do. I can't do everything. There's many things to do.
Nice. We got walls. We got walls!
Okay. They definitely don't have Warp Bomb in this area here, so that's good. But I could hit that army with this, because we don't have a siege attacker in here. I think I'll go for this. Take out their armies.
I'm a little worried the southern
I think I can get away
signals...
with an auto resolve here. Oh no, Banner, better put that in. Charge bonus on my Saurus Warriors.
that is a critical component. Soondoers are deadly. Get the fuck out. Get out. Oh, man.
Kicked off the server again on YouTube.
Do you think dwarves would actually do better if they fought with spears and pikes instead of axes? Probably, but then they wouldn't be dwarfs now, would they?
Oh, wow, we can move a long distance.
Is there a unit that's OP on tabletop but shit in Total War the other way around? Yes, there's a ton of those, actually. God, what are probably the best examples? I would say, in general, most siege weapons in Total War are infinitely stronger on tabletop. Like, cannons can easily one-shot pretty much any monster in the game on tabletop. Whereas in this game, you're lucky if they'll even hurt single entities. And then, I'm trying to think if there's any, like, specific units.
Can Sotek also get Croak? No.
No. Yeah, it's one croak per campaign.
Expectations for Medieval 3 are so high they'll never do it. No, I wouldn't say that. Say it will follow the money.
Yeah, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
I would say in general, low tier shooting in Total War is way better in Total War than it is in fantasy or tabletop, and it's because in tabletop, there's no guarantee you'll do damage. So if you shoot a bunch of dinky arrows at a dragon, the odds of it hurting the dragon are extremely low. Whereas in Total War, all shooting is guaranteed to do damage as long as it connects, and most units are fairly accurate.
Basic archers are actually really good against dragons.
Yeah, so and it's just because the element of live action versus tabletop, and also the idea that in Total War, flyers do not have to land on the ground except for when they charge into combat. Whereas in tabletop, there was literally a rule that stated it is assumed that whenever flyers would move, they would land, you would start on the ground, you'd fly, and then you'd land on the ground at the end of your movement. So because of that, you could charge an enemy flyer out of position with a ground unit, no problem. Whereas in Total War, that's not the case. So in Total War, they kind of had to readjust it, because it's like, okay, the only way you can reliably damage flyers is by shooting them. So they had to make shooting a lot more effective, whereas in tabletop, that was not the case. Who would win in a door lore-wise, Vlad or Malice?
This is how you do sieges.
Almost assuredly Vlad.
The wrong units.
I think Vlad would kick the shit out of Malice.
Here we go. This is what we're waiting for. Abe Agu did a $5 super chat. Love the content. Legend, do you think the 40k universe translates to Total War? I think it can translate to Total War for sure. It just depends on how well CA decide to do it, if they decide to do it.
Yeah, I think
hope that they do. I
yeah,
hope that they do.
Yep.
Like, it'll be very different from anything we've seen before, but I hope that they do make 40k Total War. I think I have enough confidence in them as well. If they give Total War 40k the same treatment as Fantasy got, I think that it will be a fantastic game.
Yeah, I agree.
The 40k community is bigger than Fantasy.
Way bigger. Yeah, they're not even close. I mean, Warhammer 40k is probably the most popular futuristic setting.
Yeah.
Next
really
to like Star Wars.
Total War Warhammer was really just a tech demo for Warhammer 40k.
Does the warp exist in fantasy? Kind of. Ooh, excuse me, I had to sneeze. We have something similar, which is called the Realm of Chaos. It operates under different rules, though. Do I think Skaven shooting can beat dwarf shooting? It depends on what both sides... Yes, but it depends on what both sides bring. Like, if you're playing...
No, Skaven win.
Sorry, I'll rephrase. If you're playing single player and you both bring 20 sacks, Skaven will win. If you're doing multiplayer where you're given equal value and you have to do the best you can with your money, dwarves will usually come out on top.
Yeah, probably, yeah. No, I had too many zero casualty battles against dwarves to say that dwarves actually stand a chance against Skaven. I've got too many disaster battles sitting in my inbox where people are like, I'm playing as the dwarves and I'm going up against Skaven. What do I do? So you can't do anything. They just beat you, right? Bring organ guns. Get completely killed by menace belows, even if you set Ironbreakers on top of them.
Oh god, yeah. Menace Below is one of the most OP abilities in the entire game.
They bring half a stack of Deathglow Bombardiers, which just destroy all melee infantry that you bring. Alright, this isn't going to work that way. Alright, how are we going to do this?
There's some weird shit on the left side of the screen where the unit stats are showed. That's probably, yeah, that's light, because it's very sunny today. And my green screen is a little too thin.
Alright, how can I cheese this?
Over there.
How can I cheese this?
So it's just light coming through the window.
I know, we'd go through this front gate here.
Don't worry about it.
Did they get Menace Below on multiplayer?
No. That would be super not okay. Skaven are already bad enough with all the summons they get from their wizards. If they had Menace Below, that would be insane. Just because Menace Below has no restrictions. That's what makes it too powerful. If it was like, if Menace Below had to be used within like 40 meters of your lord or something like that, it would be a much more balanced ability.
Yeah.
Right now, you can throw it anywhere. Anywhere!
Shoot through the amount of the wall? No, they fixed that. They actually fixed it.
I don't stream from the depths of my basement. We don't have basements in Texas. At least most places. Like, I guess some people in Tornado Alley do, but yeah, most places in Texas you do not have basements. No, I'm on the second floor of my house.
Alright. I'd much prefer to use my ammo first, but I'm just not getting that option with this army.
Knowledge spreader, yeah, I think so. I think if you did rune golems, shard dragons, thunder barges, fix the rune system, I think that alone would bring you a lot closer. But I would love to see more things. Like, I would love to see miners that have stealth mechanics, because they're like supposed to be like, you know, hiding. I would love to see, you know, I think if they wanted to include a unit that would just be like anti-Skaven for the dwarves, that would be really fun and goofy. I don't know how effective it would be, but it would be a lot of fun. They should bring in the, they actually, in Tabletop, they actually introduced units during the Storm of Chaos to make dwarves good at dealing with large hordes, which the units they added were the oh gosh, the Goblin Hewer, which the Goblin Hewer is basically an axe thrower that, like, it's a war machine that throws axes at such a hysterically fast rate that it just obliterates large units. And the other thing were the oh gosh, it's a Slayer unit. I'm trying to remember what they're called.
Well, if it's a Slayer unit, it can't be that good.
Someone in chat will remember what I'm talking about, but it's a Slayer unit that they had whip chains. Yeah, Doomseekers, super hilarious unit. They'd probably be terrible, honestly, but if you gave them really high missile resistance, so that they could get into combat, they would be hilarious. I would love them. But their whole gimmick in Tabletop was they were basically dwarves that chose to die against endless numbers instead of large monsters. So they ran around with like these huge chains that had a bunch of axes on them. And they would just whip them around as they went into combat. Super hilarious. Who do I think the Dying God in Warhammer 3 is? Oh, I need to make a video about that, but I think it's Draz, which is the god of fire / the god of the sun in Kislevite religion. I think he's the Dying God.
That's interesting.
And the evidence for that is that, number one, the song you hear being sung in the Total War Warhammer 3 trailer is actually a prayer to Draz. It's one of his religious prayers, or whatever you call them. A hymn. But it's a song about Draz. And the thing about a dying god is that Draz's relationship with Kislev kind of has like a coming and going relationship due to the nature of seasons. So like in the winter, Draz is at his weakest and also is kind of like gone because there's basically just no sunlight in Kislev during the winter. But
Pie Mantis became a new member. I thanks, dude. Appreciate the support. Thank you for becoming a member.
yeah, and if Draz were to die, obviously the world would be like completely boned because if the sun dies, especially in Kislev, you're gonna freeze to death and you will. Yeah, you're totally fucked. Is there a god hidden under Prague? That sounds like it might be something for the RPG. That's not something I'm aware of off the top of my head. Prague was blown up by Asvar Kul during the Great War Against Chaos, which is when Warhammer the Old World takes place. And what Asvar Kul did to the city as part of his like declaration of victory was he had all of the chaos sorcerers and demons in his army cast a huge ritual that not only like corrupted the city, but what he did was instead of sacrificing all of the inhabitants to the dark gods as per normal, he had all of his sorcerers cast a spell that fused all of their bodies and souls into the brick and mortar of Prague itself. So it turned it into a living city where all of the materials used to build the city were fused with all the screaming, eternally damned, tortured souls of its inhabitants. And even after the war, when Asvar Kul was defeated, they destroyed the city, the Kislevites. They razed the city to the ground and rebuilt it, hoping that would solve the problem. It did not solve the problem. Prague is a horrifying city. But the Kislevites still live there because they're too stubborn to give it up. It's the only city.
So much.
Go ahead.
I always learn so much.
That's what I hope. Hopefully, it's interesting to listen to, not boring. But yeah, Prague
Yeah,
is.
I'm not talking.
Prague is a pretty terrifying city. If you were to live in Prague, it's literally a city that if you were to go down a dark alley late at night, you would basically like hear someone whispering like terrifying word, like you would hear someone whispering, begging you for help or trying to get your attention, and when you would turn around, you would see the walls moving as someone is like. You would look like a person in the walls reaching out to grab you. And if they got a hold of you, they would literally pull you into the actual bricks and stuff of the wall and just crush you to death, trying to drag you into their torment so they're not suffering alone. Like, it is not a good place.
Man, I feel bad for all the Czech people in the chat.
Hey, Hawk Ali, thanks for the 5 gift subs, dude.
I think Ironbreakers are not as good as they should be. Their infantry need to be more effective as dwarves. Ironbreakers are good for, as far as melee infantry are concerned, they do their job. It's just Skaven have dwarves have a very hard time dealing with Skaven.
Yeah, Ironbreakers are super solid, and if you're playing a dwarf campaign, if you go up the red tree and you kit out to specialize in them, you can make them virtually unkillable by the AI. But, like, it's just, they have a lot of value, and the big issue is you need to design your army to defend them from small arms fire, because they only have bronze shields, and so, like, if you run up against Skaven and they just have an assload of Skaven slaves and you're playing on very hard legendary, they will shred the Ironbreakers over time. And the AI is actually smart enough to target them, which sucks, but they do.
Yes, I think when I play dwarfs and I go up against Skaven, the biggest thing I worry about.
Okay, so it's an RPG threat.
Poison, wind, and death.
Hey, Grim Reaper, I appreciate you bringing that up. I'll look that up after the stream.
Ironbreakers, which is why I've sort of started using Thanes instead, because those weapons do nothing to Thanes. Problem is though, sometimes they just ignore the Thane and just run right past it.
Hey, Evil Vein, thanks so much for the kind words. Also, thanks to the gift sub. Or the Prime sub. Who was that? From Dumbledude. Bok. Yes, indeed. I'm getting hungry.
Stage 2, the Skaven War. Why do I have that? Okay.
Because you're in my religion.
Yeah.
You got dragged into the war by the Lizard Pope.
I did indeed.
And Giant Slayer.
taking drugs and visiting other. Oh, okay.
Foul lizard thing joins the red host. Cursed Sotek spawn.
Joshua Wynn, thanks so much for becoming a sub, my dude. Appreciate it. Enjoy the emotes and all that jazz.
Alright. I think I'm done with this turn. I realized that I spent so much time monopolizing all the battles in this campaign. But
It's really okay.
to be fair, you've been monopolizing all the conquest.
Yeah, like I know what I signed up for.
Like I've finally cleared out all of those armies that Pestilence sent up this way.
A lot of what I find super interesting about this stream is learning all the exploits and stuff. Because I mean, it's interesting stuff.
Oh man, you haven't seen the half of it. I'm holding back.
It's kind of like watching ADGQ. Super interesting.
Yeah. Oh man, you should see the movement bug. It's delicious.
We need to get you like an AGDQ segment somehow. That would be hilarious. And you're probably the only person. It's awesome games done quick. It's like it's technically a speedrun community, but the main focus is like celebrating and and showing off game exploits.
Yeah.
To like just break games as much as possible.
I do like breaking games. I'm not really interested in speedruns. Because in Total War games, that just requires you to basically auto-resolve everything.
Yeah, I actually heard from Inticity, he, like, apparently he's been fuddling around with the system to, like, he's working on something speedrun related.
Working on something what related?
Speedrun related. Like, apparently a system that can measure your time and it cuts out all the fluff. So, like, it cuts out load times and it cuts out, like, whenever you're not playing, it cuts those out, which it's like, cool.
Do both co-op players get the Vortex victory? I don't know. I've never completed a co-op campaign, and at the rate that we're going, I don't know if we're gonna finish this one.
Well, Warhammer 3 will be out by the time we do, but hey, Zywix or ZYXWV, however you say that. Thanks for the tip. Do I think there could be a Total War AOS game? Yes, I think Total War 40K will happen first, but I think there's a good chance of a Total War AOS after that. As long as CA and Games Workshop still have a friendly relationship at the end of that series.
I think they're pretty friendly.
Oh yeah, I just mean like in the future. I don't know. Shit happens. Activate the right of Sotek.
Yeah, I got kicked off the... it wasn't the Aussie internet, YouTube kicked me off. I have this every now and again.
You back up?
YouTube just shut down the stream for no reason. Aramaru did a €5 super chat. One of the best streams, you get lore and exploit / cheese knowledge. Yep. See, my expertise comes from Total War breaking. And Sotek's expertise is... He's also good in campaign, by the way. But also... No, you're good. You're good. You're good. You just don't adhere to the cheese.
I have... Yeah, okay, that's fair. I have different, like... I play with a lot of unnecessary restrictions on myself.
Yeah. If you cheesed, you'd do very well.
Which is funny. I don't know if I ever told you about this. I had a lot... so I did a a versus campaign with Turin a while back. Which was super funny for my community, for me, because my community, I think, expected me to play like I normally do, which is very, like, thematically, but I had played against Turin before, and so I knew that, like, he just goes for the throat, right? So I'm like, okay, I can't play nice, I have to play mean, and, like, try and exploit everything possible. I could win this, but do I want to? I guess it's free money. So, like, I started playing dirty as much as I could, and the amount of, like,
no,
butt
you're not
hurt...
gonna win this.
You don't think so?
Not 0% chance.
Well, I think I can. I've got
0% chance.
It's not 0%.
Yeah, 0%. You cannot win this.
Okay, well, now I'm committed. Balance the sound a little bit. Thank you for letting me know. Let me know if that's better.
I know?
How do you know?
They have warp lightning.
That is a grand equalizer, but I still have faith.
No, you cannot win this battle. I've been in this situation before. You cannot win. You're dealing with an all melee infantry army when the AI also has melee infantry but also ranged units, and they have magic. They have all of your bases covered, and they outnumber you as well. Your Saurus warriors are going to fight about on par with their clan rats.
Oops, nope, go this way.
I will give Sotek $100 if he wins this.
Man, if only this was a much easier fight, I'd feel so good about that.
I wouldn't offer $100 for an easy fight.
I know, but a man can dream.
I'll give you $100 worth of Dogecoin. No, just kidding. $100 if you win this.
No, Dogecoin.
Give me some units. No point. He won't win this. This is impossible.
Oh, the brag rights. I can almost taste them. Yeah, because I just abandoned this settlement. I had no intention of keeping it because it's like in a weird province. So I was like, oh, screw it. I'll just let the AI have it. But
MN Drake did 100 ruble super chat. Hi Legend, watching you for a long time. Any tips on how to expand Dark Elf ships, buildings, etc. Thank you for content. The Black Arcs, do you mean? Yeah, usually first thing I want to go for is just like go ham on growth. That's usually what I do.
I wonder if the AI is just
ham on growth, and then I usually build the shade building first. After that, that's basically all you need. Thanks for super chat. The AI is actually being pretty stupid. I might actually lose this bet.
The AI's like, oh, money for Sotek? Yeah, sure.
I don't know. You're not really doing much damage to that lord, and he keeps threatening you.
He's a warlock engineer. He's got armor.
Yeah.
These things take time. Bunch up, my sweets. Bunch up. Feed my sweet little snakes.
Oh, you've got that. Oh, I didn't see that. Okay. You might actually stand a chance. Because that's doing a ton of damage. Look at that.
If this wasn't legendary difficulty, I would feel 100% about it, but this is legendary, so it's going to be a little harder. Oh, that Saurus got caught in kind of a bad spot.
Yeah, you might actually win. I didn't see that ability. That's actually really good, that one. I did a lot of damage to them too.
Man, if there's one thing I wish the game was better about, is if you're attacking a single entity, it really likes to make it so that you're only able to, like, your unit pushes them to the edge, so you don't have a full surround on them. Drives me crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, I was wondering, I was like, where the hell is he casting that?
Ooh, I think you might actually win this. I'm gonna be short $100. Yeah, that ability is really strong. I think you will actually win this.
Not set in stone yet until I get that Lord to break.
No, you did so much damage to them with that. That was some really good casts. I gotta stop gambling.
That's the ultimate cheese. Getting Legend with something he didn't see on the start menu.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Okay, yeah, we got this. Sandwich him!
That was a good dodge as well. But yeah, without that ability, there was no chance.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely no chance in
I
hell.
didn't see it. Yeah, you've definitely won it. Damn it, I'm always losing bets. 0% chance. Whoops.
Now, because I technically cheated, I don't want your money. However, if you want to, like...
I should have paid more attention.
If you're determined to lose $100, give it to, like... oh god, what is that group called? Give it to a charity or something, I don't know. Who are those guys you always sponsor?
I don't know.
One last snake swarm!
Oh, you get 3 of them.
Yeah, they just have a long cooldown. Which is, I mean, fair. It's a stupidly strong ability. Dead Rat Boys. Did Elithanar show himself in the end times? Yes. Elithanar played a pretty pivotal role in the end times, actually. He killed Tyrion.
Okay, I'll just go be right back.
Okay, take your time. Boom! Good, my pride is intact. I'll entertain chat with stories. Do I think Teclis has a chance against Nagash in the upcoming Broken Realms? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's a god. I don't think he's going to fight Nagash, though. I think what we're going to see is, I think we're going to see a rematch between Altharion the Grim and Archaon the Black. Because Archaon the Black killed Altharion the Grim in the end times. I think they're going to have a rematch. And I'm super excited for that. Your gaming PC comes tomorrow. Awesome. Toxicity Rose, I hope you have a good time with it. Elithanar got in bed with Morothy. Elithanar did dance with Morothy once. Vaguely, lewdly. And that's actually where he stole the Midnight Stone from. That's actually originally a Morothy artifact.
Take it back to free.
Yeah, no. I got it.
No, I had to get my wallet.
You're a man of your word, I'll give you that.
Yeah. I have literally lost every single bet that I've ever made on YouTube. Gambling. Like, this is the thing. When you adhere to the cheese god, you win your battles. You make a bet, always lose. 0% chance of losing.
Here, I'm gonna pass that on to St. Jude from you.
Oh, right, I still need to donate to that. Well, we'll see. Oh, well, that's up to you. You can keep it if you want.
Donate right now.
Oh, okay. Don't forget... Oh, okay. Ranald is not with Legend. Ranald hates me. Oh, yeah, definitely.
He doesn't like your cheese. It's not it's not random enough.
My wife, she's gonna leave me. How about Major killed Dwarf one? Yeah, I lost that bet. The what's it called? The Chaos one. I bet him $200 that he would lose a Chaos Legendary campaign, and he did it. He nearly lost, but he actually managed it. I gotta stop making bets. I lose every single time. Anyway. Jonathan Bonitel did a €2 super chat. Have you ever gambled magic with positive outcome? It's rare, but it happens. Usually on unimportant battles. Alright, looking at Clan Pestilence. Yeah, I'm the worst gambler in the world. I'm like, ooh, I know, I'll buy some Bitcoin today. Drops by fucking 20%.
Oh, so you have the truly blessed form of luck, do you?
Yeah.
Or just everything.
Yeah. It's just... this Bitcoin sounds pretty good. Alright, I'll buy one of those. Oh shit, it just went down. Anyway, that's my life.
Alright, I put it on Twitter.
Put what on Twitter?
I linked it to you, you'll see.
What, a clip of me losing a bet?
Yep.
Do you know what the worst thing about that bet was? Is that I didn't get anything if I won.
Yep.
I'm dead bitch to a £2 super chat. This is why Nippon is confirmed for game 3. Yeah, thanks for super chat. Alright,
Yeah, well,
they've got an army nearby.
whatever legend confirms is
Doesn't
dead.
matter if Gorok gets ambushed. So he can handle it. I'll move this guy close by, but put him in ambush stance.
What am I eating? These are shortbread Girl Scout cookies.
Alright, I don't think I have anything to do this turn. Nothing to construct either. Oh, I guess I could build that, and just leave that. Don't want to build too much of this growth. Oh, yeah, I guess it's alright. I could upgrade the growth. I want to get this to tier 5 as quickly as I can.
Oh, sorry, Sheriff.
Looks like Clan Pestilence is getting torn to pieces now. Alright, moving on. Please bet that Warhammer 3 will flop. I bet you guys Warhammer 3 is going to be the worst Total War game ever. It's just going to be pure crap. It's going to be nothing like Warhammer 2. And I reckon I'll hate it. There we go. I've just guaranteed its success.
Pretty much. It was uncertain before, but now we can be confident.
You're basically an opposite to Thankwell. Doesn't Thankwell have horrible luck?
Yeah, no, if anything, he's exactly like Thankwell.
Yeah. Yeah, like, when I read about Thankwell, I'm just like, this mirrors my story way too much. Brilliant. Sexy rat. Bad luck. It's not my fault. Keep making bad gambles.
There we go. We gave $100 to St. Jude. I put the receipt on Twitter.
Can you make it there? Yeah, you can make it.
Is the Kislevite god of bears an actual bear? It depends on who you ask in the religion of Urson. In some, it's kind of like gods in our world. It depends sometimes he appears as a bear, sometimes he appears as a man with bear-like attributes where he's like really large and very hairy and stuff, but he doesn't have like one true form.
I was hoping I could just auto-resolve this, but at least I caught their army.
At least these Skaven are getting crushed in this good old Lizardman sandwich.
Yeah, good on that. God, I can tell you so many stories of my horrendous luck.
I'm starting to believe is that your actual defining...
The RON super chat. Thanks, dude. Appreciate it. Sorry, what was that?
Is that your actual defining trait? You just came to do cheese later, but bad luck is your true legacy?
Well, that's the thing. Like, I've always had such bad luck that I've had to
I see it. The origin story makes sense now.
I have to rely so much on things that don't require luck. I have to manipulate it.
It all makes sense now.
Great plan schemes. I remember one day I had a great plan. Had to cheese the roulette system. It definitely didn't work. Didn't work one bit. Lost all my money very quickly.
Will we see Lord Mortkin in Game 3? I think there's a good possibility for Lord Mortkin, though I think he'll end up being a Norskin character if he gets put in the game. I mean, he is a very, very cool Norskin Lord. Well, I mean, he's technically old Chaos Lord, but I'd like to see him for Norska. Yeah, Mortkin's awesome. I would not mind seeing him at all.
Who? Mordkin?
Mortkin was a lord who invaded the Empire after his... so he was like a big bad Chaos Lord who the gods were thinking about making Everchosen, but...
Isn't there a Skaven clan?
Yes, there is a Klaven scan that is Clan Mordkin. Mortkin is the Chaos Lord. But Mortkin's whole thing was that he was super big badass.
Dwarf clan Morgrim, right?
Yeah, and then there's Clan Morgrim, yeah, which is named after the god Morgrim, who was, I think Morgrim was the god of engineers, I think? But yeah, Mortkin was, his whole thing was that big bad dude was gonna be the Everchosen, but he found out that his home village got burned down in Norska by Empire raids that were trying to, like, attack the Norskins before the Norskins could attack them. So he got super pissed about it because all his family was dead. So he came home, made a bunch of pacts with a bunch of different baddies, and then he invaded the Empire and absolutely kicked the shit out of them. Which built up to the Siege of Volganov, which was a super big siege between the Empire and him. He wins. He murders the guy he wanted to murder, which was the son of the person who was mainly responsible for killing his home. Burned down his home in revenge. And then after he killed all these Empire people, instead of continuing onwards, which is what the gods wanted him to do, and they were basically offering to make him Everchosen / a Demon Prince, after he got his revenge, he decided, okay, I got what I wanted, my family's dead, I've got nothing left to live for, I quit! So he took off his helmet and chose to die as a man instead of becoming a monster, and he gets run through by a bunch of Empire dudes, and then his body is consumed in the flames of the city burning down. And the gods were pissed, but because he never sold his soul to them, they had no claim on him, so he got to go to, like, the afterlife of his ancestors instead of being eaten by the gods. He was a cool character, though. He gave a big double-fisted twin middle fingers up to the chaos gods and died. What's a fun faction to play in this game? It depends on what you...
Beastmen. Beastmen are the best.
No, don't do that to them.
Beastmen. Do yourself the biggest favor of your life. Buy the Beastman DLC.
Oh god.
And then play nothing but Beastman.
Oh, he's getting his first PC. Why would you do that to him?
Don't do that. I was trolling.
Honestly, if you're going for pure fun factor, like just being able to laugh your ass off constantly, I would say the Clan Scryer DLC is the best by far. Like it's just pure insane fun.
Silly. It's just silly.
Yeah, they did not bother to balance it. It's literally just like you have hysterical over the top sci-fi powers in a fantasy setting, and it feels like it.
did give them the order not to... Whatever, they forgot their orders.
Oh, Flutter, I'm sorry. I can only read so much at once. What was your question, dude? Do I think there's a chance we'll see Malal? I think you might see a Malal cameo, but I don't think you'll see him as, like, playable or any of his champions as playable. Beastman Ungor only run? I think I'd rather cut my own fingers off. Thank you, no.
Yeah, that would not be good. It'd have to be Ungor Raiders. There's no way the Ungor Spearmen would cut it.
Yeah, it would just be, like, ludicrous amount. That wouldn't be fun.
It'd be terrible. It'd just be the worst campaign of your life.
Yeah, I'm sure you could do it if you just kited constantly, but it would suck.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know if you could do it. Late game, like, what are you going to do against Hellstorm rocket batteries? Oh, I guess they can't see you. Yeah, no, I don't know. Ungor only run would be very painful. I reckon you could do a Bretonnia peasant only run.
Yeah, well, at least there you get some pretty, like, you get some more dynamic options. You get trebuchets. Which I love trebuchets. Morkin's whole thing was that he was a massive hypocrite. Well, yeah, but he doesn't give a shit if he's a hypocrite. Like, weird issue with the sub notification? What do you mean, Hawk? Oh,
I'd like to hear some suggestions.
it's not weird. A lot of people just subscribed.
So let's get this continue debating.
Shit, a ton of people just subscribed.
I don't know. Yeah, I haven't read the End Times in its full extent yet.
I've had ideas of what to do for an End Times rewrite, but I don't mean this in a bad way at all, but I feel like if that was something I was ever going to do, it would be something that I'd want to tackle on my own as like a personal magnum opus situation. I do have a lot of ideas for it, but I'm kind of keeping them close to the chest because I intend to do something with it.
I think that's actually a ruin. Alright, so looking at Clan Pestilence now, we've brought them down to 4 settlements. No, that can't be a ruin. They have to own that. Do you own the other settlement? Yeah, you do.
For which one?
The Hissing God.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm probably going to abandon that province, but...
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Yeah, because we could do that now. I'm going to get rid of the Southern Sentinels.
Alright. If you're going to do that, then I will go after the Hissing God, and I'll leave you to take Zotl.
Yeah, that's where I'm heading next, is the Southern Great Jungle province.
Okay, I'll let you do that, and I will go towards the Hissing God. Okay, I don't think I need this army anymore, but what I might do is send him over to the mortuary of... I'm not going to even try to pronounce that, and sack it.
Bruce. I like that.
Or if there's an army there, I'll leave it under siege. That what stops them from moving.
It's a lot of subs. It is a lot of subs.
But I won't take it.
Oh, wait, nope. It just fixed itself. I don't know what's going on. It's being weird. Hey, T. Carter, thanks for the tip, my dude. I appreciate it.
Okay. How many territories do I have? I've got 10. How many do you have? You have 9. Okay. So if you take... Yeah, that's pretty even, I guess. Alright, let's move on to the next turn. I think everything's... Oh, hang on, I got some levels up to do.
Yeah, Flatter, sure. I'd be happy to do that,
dude.
dude.
Take on Blessed Dread. Well, I'm going to take on Blessed Dread.
Should Jezzail's outrange flame can... What? Don't Jezzail's already have a super long range?
A peasant only run to piss off console players. What do you mean console players? Why would that piss off console players?
Oh, because they're peasants because we're playing on PC? I'm assuming.
Oh, hold on.
Carter donated $13.89. I know I'm late, but here is a bonus for winning your impossible battle bet.
Yes, thank you for that, my dude. I'm gonna lure this guy out into an ambush. Even though I don't have enough movement to do it this turn, so I guess I'll do it next turn.
Sulakva. Okay, thanks, dude. They get called console peasants. Oh, okay.
It's a stupid meme. I'm not a fan of that meme.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fan of that either. Plus, I don't really like outrage for the sake of outrage. Oh shit, you got a revolt going on.
It's a little one. Oh, unless you're talking about the Tomb Kings, but they're getting ground. I use the Cult of Sotek ability, so they're getting ground down.
Yeah.
Not worried about it. And I've got a life Slon defending that city.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna go ahead and send you all of my plaques.
Oh, thanks. Did you not understanding a lot of the jokes today? Nah. Nah. I'm not really. I'm a bit of a boomer. I don't really get all you youngins jokes.
Kumakun, I actually don't know the answer to that. We'll find out as we go. Oh, the Citadel of Dusk is dead. Well, rip. No, all my free trade. Oh, here we go. Come die, Tomb Kings. Come die.
0% chance you're gonna win this. I'll put it. No, nah, you'll win. Probably, possibly.
I've still got the snake's ability. We're in the gold. Which Vermintide
master race named console players peasants? Oh, okay, I'm just not aware of that. That's all.
What Vermintide careers make the least sense lore-wise? Most of the alternate careers are kind of silly.
Probably Grail Knight.
Grail Knight was a big stretch. Yeah. Big stretch. I'm trying to think what are the other, like, pretty over-the-top ones.
Shade?
Yeah, Shade is a huge stretch. Like, yeah, like, I guess it's feasible that she would have family from Nagaroth, but, like, the whole idea behind it is... Same thing for Handmaiden.
Aren't Shades, like, tribal, like...
Yeah, that's the weird thing. They're outcasts. They're not,
they're
like...
outcasts.
They are not welcome in polite society for Dark Elves.
So off topic, but do you like Filthy Frank? And if you do, what are some of his videos that you like? I love Filthy Frank. Yeah, big fan of Filthy Frank. What are some of the videos that you like? All of them? I don't know, they're all just funny. Why don't you guys control the opposite armies? Because it's a co-op campaign.
And we're working together.
Working together. If I controlled the opposite army, I'd throw the match every time.
Sometimes consistent. I think for dwarves, and I mean that kind of just ties into the siege system. Probably the thing I'm hoping the most from Warhammer 3 is rework sieges, which we know they're doing it. I just hope they do a good job, because probably the biggest failure
There's
of
a lot
Warhammer.
of room for interpretation for reworked sieges, so we just gotta wait and see.
Yeah, in my opinion, it's probably the biggest failure of Warhammer 1 was its very, very lazy, scared attempt at doing sieges, where you could tell they just didn't... Like, for how fantastical the game is, the sieges are just so basic and boring.
Yeah. Towers and rams, man. Towers and rams. Who's better player, Sotek or Major Kill?
Who cares?
They're both good. Honestly, it could go either way. I would probably say Sotek. Like, both of them don't cheese. But I would say that Major Kill's recklessness kills him in the end. I mean, I've lost best to both of them. That's a pretty low bar to swing.
I was gonna say, I think that says more about you than us.
So, I think it'd be pretty even. Yeah, I think you got this. They've just haven't done enough damage to you to get in. And the last land's doing some good damage.
Oh yeah, I've got tons of magic too. He can do this all day.
Yeah. Do you think Warhammer 3 would be more sieges as final battle with Grom and Eltharion? If it's got the realm of chaos, I don't know. I think they're gonna be more like field battles. I don't know.
Yeah, it's. I mean, I feel that. Oh, that's strange.
Steven Semples in a €2 super chat. Why don't you give control of units in battle? He doesn't need my help.
I mean, I could, but it would literally just be busy work.
Yeah, it's like me sitting here with a couple of units just doing the exact same thing. We're basically just watching the battle go on. There's no way he's gonna lose. For Vampire Coast, what lore of magic is best? Black bears. Black bears are best. No, honestly, you could go vampires and deeps. Both are good. I'd probably just avoid death magic.
Yeah, lore of vampires is pretty obscene if you just use it to like just spam heal. Chloe telling you to kill the skellies? Well, yeah, Chloe's freaking out because somebody rang the doorbell a minute ago. It's probably just a package. I'll get it in a bit.
Is it a big package?
It's always a big package here.
Okay. Yeah, see, I've always got a small package.
Well, it's how you use it that matters. You can get a lot of mileage out of small packages. They can have important things.
I've been blessed in many areas, and cursed in some. Was that an office reference? Yes, it was. Yeah. My favorite moment of the office. What kind of bear is best? Love that bit.
Hey. Lay down. You're okay. Chloe! I keep forgetting that I can speed up time.
Yeah. Actually, what do you think of Rakarth's voice actor, Ramsay Snow? Are you sure it's Ramsay Snow? Yep, this is fun. Do you think the new Chaos factions will only affect Empire regions? What? Do you think the new Chaos factions will only affect Empire regions? Will they affect Elves? I have no idea. They'll probably come out from the realm of Chaos in various different spots. So I reckon there'll be Slanesh will probably come down from Nagaroth.
Yeah, I think that'd be the coolest thing, would be if they, like, designed each of them to attack a different area. Like, send Nurgle to the Empire, Khorne to Nagaroth, Slanesh to Ulthuan, and Tzeentch to Cathay, you know?
Yeah, something like that.
Goodbye, Toxodon.
Like, that dude cost me $100.
Alright, Chad, I'll be right back. I'm gonna go see what happened at the front door.
Alright, cool. I'll do my stuff. Okay, well, you'll be able to take Guacamole Crater now. Cool, just enough movement to get there. Sneak peek of Rakarth's voice lines. Shut up on Total War YouTube channel. Apparently so. Sounded exactly like Ramsay Bolton. But what if you think so? If you think so, I know the answer. I do know who it is.
Hey, come here. Come here.
But if you think it is, that's cool. I can't confirm or deny that at this stage. But I do know the answer.
No. Okay, you're fine. Yeah, I see. You okay? You okay? Silly goof. Ugh. Okay, back.
Occupy that. Alright, see how he goes there. Dark Elves are next on the chopping block. Growth. Not making a hell of a lot of cash, but we got to get that growth up. Actually, we'll go Fuming. Upgrade this one. Get more money out of that.
Can I tell you what the fishmen did in the end times? Yes, they did absolutely nothing.
See if I can get any more trade agreements. Nope.
Lazy Laz, yeah, I'll probably be talking about it more like next week. I'm not going to worry about it this week, especially because of all the Rakarth noise.
Alright, I think I'm done for the turn. There's just wasn't much I could do. Alright, moving on. Do yours and Sotek's geometric webs link up to give you both the bonus? Yeah, it should, because we're allies.
Yeah, it will.
What do you say about Malice Darkblade? What about him? He's kind of a crappy legendary lord. Would you like to see Slans as heroes, or would that be too OP? That'd be too OP. We've already got one Slan hero, that's enough. Don't forget about the landmark and the northernmost settlement. Whence, I think, you're just about to upgrade to the growth building. Yeah, I know, but I saw what that upgrade did, the landmark. Right now, we need to focus on growth. Eventually, we'll reach tier 5, and then we'll demolish the growth buildings and build the landmark. Building landmarks as soon as you get to a province is not necessarily the most important thing you gotta do. Do you know what else voiced Ikakor's VA? Who? No, I don't know who did that. Oh, you didn't occupy the settlement?
No, I just sacked it for right now. To just get more sacrifice boys, and then I'll take it next turn.
Oh, okay. All good. Did you see that the Great Book of Grudges made a video discussing how there are still 4 more unknown legendary lords coming in Warhammer 2? I don't know if there's 4, because there's Rakarth coming, right? I don't know if that's included in it. And then there's the Lord Pack, which will include 2 legendary lords, plus the FLC. So I'd say there's probably 3 more. And then there's going to be the Race Pack, which, you know, still... My speculation is that it's going to be Chaos Dwarves and it'll be playable in Warhammer 2.
What are the 3 dino
no,
icons near my income? Oh, these? These are the Sotek. This is the prophecy of Sotek.
Talk about downgrade.
It's the campaign mechanic for. It's one of the mechanics for Clan Pestilence.
What mechanic do you have? This huge mutation thing. What do you have? Storm Vermin. Okay, I'll join you. Great decision. That would be a mistake.
Could a Narian have defeated Archaon? Yes. Very reliably, I would argue.
The 4 more legendary lords could mean the pre-order race pack. I doubt that the race pack will have 4 legendary lords of Chaos Dwarfs. I think it would be more like 2. I'd be very surprised if... Do you reckon there'd be 4 legendary lords for Chaos Dwarfs?
I think they're going to have a really hard time releasing a race pack if it's Norska size, because, you know, I think most of the community is going to be heavily expecting a campaign pack, and I think unless CA gets on the wagon sooner rather than later of trying to manage people's expectations, they're going to be in for a bad time.
Well, it did say it's a race pack, not a campaign pack.
I know, but I feel like they're probably going to have to remind people what exactly that entails. But it's hard to say. Like, everything keeps getting bigger the further we go. Like, Lord packs are bigger than they used to be. Campaign packs are bigger than they used to be. Like, everything's just been getting bigger. So it could be it has 4 characters, but it depends on who it is. And, like, how far they want to go with it.
Hmm.
What Tomb King would have the biggest bone? As in, like, an actual, like, the largest part of their body bone?
which one would have the biggest dick? It'd be Cetra for sure.
Absolutely, Cetra.
Yeah.
That's why you needed a chariot to haul himself
And
around.
the smallest dick would have to be Katep. And I'm including Kalida in that comparisons. Okay. I got a lot of bad public order. How do I get you to confederate with me? Man, Lizardmen are assholes. They do not want to negotiate.
Hey, Phoenix, Kitsune, how you doing? Lore-wise, where would I rank the strength of the Chaos factions? Between Skaven, Norska, Warriors of Chaos, Beastmen, Chaos Dwarves... Ooh, jeez. Like, on an entire race scale? I would probably say from top to bottom... I'd probably say Demons are the most powerful, followed by Warriors of Chaos, followed by Skaven... Though Skaven generally tend to lose anytime they get even remotely close to like a worldwide conflict because they end up backstabbing themselves to death. But, like, assuming that they behaved, I would put Skaven up there. Then I'd probably go Beastmen, then Chaos Dwarves, and then all of the Marauder factions. Alright, let's set a trap. Okay, we can safely retire him for a bit. We'll bring him back later. Oh, we're getting vampiric corruption. From what? Oh, right, I did an event. Never mind. That's my fault, I'm dumb.
As co-op work, do you both play at the same time or after your turn is over? We take it in turns. We can play at the same time if both of our armies show up at the same battlefield, which it's possible. Hasn't happened yet, but it's possible. Our borders now meet. Oh, I thought you were going to make that attack on them.
No, I'm letting them come to me.
That comic guy did a £5 super chat. Do you think
See,
a
worked
war
flawlessly.
Oh, there you go. Look at that. A total war around the Mongols would work. Unlike Attila, have it less horde based and set in the Asian steppe and the Middle East. Yes, I do think that could work. I actually think that's a real possibility as well.
Christian, behave.
Super
Behave,
What
sir!
could the CA do to fix multiplayer in Warhammer 3? Oh, I know exactly what you need to fix multiplayer in Warhammer 3. What you need is...
I'm sure this won't be a facetious answer at all.
Yeah. Go on, you know me too well, but stop. What you need is loot boxes, okay? What you need is, after you win a battle in a multiplayer battle in Warhammer 3, you get awarded a chest.
need to
and then
order
you
lunch.
pay like $1.50 for a key, or like $2.50 for like a golden key to open the chest. And what that chest does is give you like items and equipment for your legendary lords that you can equip in your things. So like the more battles you play, the more loot you can get. And eventually, like, you know, after you've paid loads and loads of money, you can actually end up like totally stomping people in multiplayer, even if they're way better than you. I think that'd totally fix multiplayer.
He nailed it. Bring the guillotine. Damn it, what is the name of that restaurant? Fuck. Oh, Enzo's. That's what it is.
Alright, hopefully I don't regret this. Oh, hello. That's very nice, actually.
I'm gonna order some food, Chad. Hold on.
I could lightning strike you, but that would be no. Can we get skins too? Yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. You know, the more money that you have to pay, the better. What are some other great ideas they could do to fix multiplayer? Oh, I know.
I think I got put on hold.
Oh, no, I shouldn't say that. No, I can get in trouble for that. No, I'm not going to say that. Really have to stop
Hey,
myself
Big
there.
Red Bear, thanks for the tip, my dude. Crackpot Theory, I think the next Orc Legendary Lord is going to be Morglum next Snappa. Eccentric Lord for Warhammer 3 and is a Cav Lord, which they currently lack. Yeah, I mean, they could do Morglum. I'd rather have...
Gorfang Rock Guy.
Hi! Yeah.
Is this little Chaos Star? Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, because there's a quest battle there. There's a Chaos symbol in the lake. Been around for a while. Oh, yeah, I'm well aware of that. There's a quest battle that happens there. That's what it's there for. It's not really an Easter egg. Oh shit! Cool. What's his magic resist? Whoa! Holy crap! 85%. Okay. Damn it! I missed a good opportunity in there. Too far away though. I'm just gonna take it. Yeah, not as good as what it could have been there, but still we're thinning them out pretty well.
Don't use that number!
Reddit says where Kemler was buried.
I see you heard
Well,
it. Don't make me get a new phone. Behave yourselves. If I get weird messages, you're gonna get a nasty message back. Well, we'll just I'll probably just have to delete the VOD. I don't know. It's super long into the video though. Like, worst case scenario, I can just get a new number if I have to. Dude, God King Taters, the amount of messages I've gotten about that, the amount of phone calls I get about that is horrible.
Alright, I think that was probably one of the better ones so far.
Yeah, I'll edit it out. Yeah, yes, at least it wasn't my card. It's probably getting put on hold.
I'll just reduce the amount of damage. Even
Long distance is too expensive to troll.
And this one here... Nah, I don't use that yet.
Can you leave a dislike? Sure, if you want.
Good. Lots of damage being done.
That being said,
Is it possible that both of you guys get croak? No.
consider this a good challenge on the community. If nobody uses that
9%
number
the
at all,
maximum resistance
I
you
will
get?
be
Yes, that is
genuinely
correct.
impressed at how well behaved everyone is. You know, well, yeah, I'll edit the VOD later. It's okay.
Come on, just need a little bit more more magic.
What if it's... I don't want any messages. I don't care how happy they are.
8 more seconds. 8 more seconds. You can do it. You can do it. That's just so many of them dead. Keep them in the blood. There we go. There we go.
Didn't give his credit card number, sad? Yeah, not that one. Scrappy Bristol, fair enough.
Oh, yeah. There we go. There's no way they're going to win.
Bigger Bear, thanks for the tip, my dude. Though I like... Most orcs are great. Gorfang strikes me as another foot lower. I don't want Gorfang. I want... well, I do want Gorfang, but... I want Gorfang as a free LC Lord.
Yeah,
for a DLC Lord, I would rather have... what's his face? The big character. Ah, Big Whale, how could you betray me like that? Gorbad! Yes, Gorbad Ironclaw. Gorbad Ironclaw should be the mounted greenskin character, like the boar character. Gorbad's awesome.
Just have to take a small one. How do you decide who gets Croak, or is it a race for who gets first?
If you're playing co-op normally, it's a race. Whoever gets him first keeps him. But since he was playing Itza, he gets him at the start of his campaign.
Yeah, Itza gets it to begin with.
I mean, you could do Morglum. Morglum would be fine. Morglum's not a bad character by any means.
Alright, there we go.
What if we have an emergency question? I don't care if you're dying. Don't.
Really
Just don't.
Get rid of the Death Hag here, because that's part of the garrison. That one there's a goner. Try and get those dark shards if possible. What's the speed? 46? That'll definitely outrun them. Speed 44, yeah, he won't catch that. So just do as much damage to that. I don't think we'll...
Snagla Grobspit?
Yeah, well.
Snagla Grobspit would be cool, but every single DLC has been a goblin character.
I don't know which one to kill.
There needs to be at least one orc special character.
I don't play enough lizards. Is that slant specific to Itza, or could I get those spells playing any Lizardman race? You can get this particular lord playing any Lizardman race, but you get it by default with Itza. You don't have to work for it.
Could any Dawi beat
But only
Grimgor?
that lord gets those
yeah.
spells. It's unique to him.
I think if Thorgrim was on the Throne of Power, he would probably beat Grimgor. Ungrim would have a pretty fair chance. And I think Grombrindil could.
Alright, I don't think.
They would be difficult fights, though. How satisfied am I with the soundtrack in this game? Not very. It's a pretty bland soundtrack,
Really?
to be honest. I think so. Like, I think compared to, like, the trailer music, like all the music you get for all the faction trailers in this game, the actual in-game music is surprisingly subdued.
Okay, fair enough. I actually think it's one of the best soundtracks, but okay.
I don't know, I just, like... I feel like the trailers go out of their way to give the factions, like, these really crazy, awesome, exciting themes, and then in-game... I don't know if maybe it's... Like, sometimes there are some good soundtracks in this game. Like, some of the individual tracks, but I think the overall experience is kind of... It's a little too in the background for me.
Yeah, fair enough.
Do I think
they'll... Oh no! Oh, stupid Gorok not having any siege attacker. Do I have anyone here? No, no siege attacker. God damn it, Gorok. I'm gonna wait around like for a whole turn. Yuck.
Is Croc level 10? You could tell him to go blow up the city and lock its walls down. As an agent.
I didn't get that because I usually don't do that. It's fine. I don't need Gorok. Let's just tag him out again.
Yeah, 13th Hussar. First of all, thanks for the $10 tip, Majid. I appreciate it. Second of all, I could absolutely see halflings getting a unit as part of like the Empire, like the halfling hot pot and stuff. Like, that would make easy sense, I think. I mean, the halflings are part of the Empire.
Kostanatsky became a new member. Sorry if I butchered your name, which I'm almost certain I did. Thanks for the super chat, dude. Appreciate it.
Why do Giselles outrange flame cannons? Because they're snipers?
Here we go. Yeah, I'm gonna get rid of that. There should be gold here. I'll build that here.
The soundtrack on this game is god tier? I don't agree.
I don't really care about repairing that.
I think the trailers for this game
I didn't call you into the war against them, did I?
No.
Wait, did I just... What was that? Yeah, because you're a little bit busy at the moment. Okay, and let's have a look. This... Oh, we've got a revolt coming. Yeah, I need to go back and deal with that.
Mind your cheekiness, Undertaker. Any chance we'll get a Celestial Hurricanum? I think you're guaranteed to get a Celestial Hurricanum when the Empire gets their next DLC, probably during Game 3.
Damn, I just can't get a confederation with these guys.
Big Red Bear, thanks for the super chat. I had this realization in MMO chat when I realized CA had removed the next Napa tribe and he works in the region and is a Cav Lord. What do you mean? Why does Sotek hate cheese? I don't hate cheese, I just don't find it fun. If Neferata was the first vampire, how does Vlad fit? So Neferata was the first vampire, but the thing is that she became a vampire by drinking something called the Elixir of Immortality, though hers was flawed, which is why she became a vampire and not like a true immortal. But the thing is that she gave the Elixir of Immortality to 6 other people, one of which was Vlad von Karstein, though he went by the name Vashanesh at the time, and he was her husband, technically. But that's why Vlad is important. Vlad's like the same level of vampire as Neferata is. Each one of those 7 vampires went on to found their own bloodlines, where they gave individuals the blood kiss to make them into vampires, and they shared traits similar to their originators. And the closer, like generational wise, the closer you are to the founder of a bloodline, generally the stronger you will be as a vampire. It's not a set in stone rule, but it's usually is the case.
Would it be fair to say Malice Darkblade is an Aussie? No. No, that would not be fair to say.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, whatever you reckon.
That'll be fine, just lose a few skinks.
Yeah, I guess it's fine. Could have been a lot worse than that, though. Saf Spicy did a $5 super chat. Hey, Legend, I'm building a PC in preparation for Orbit 3, and I'm curious what your setup is. Don't copy my setup. My computer's like 4 years old. I'm probably going to get a new computer as well. So, my recommendation would be to actually talk to a professional about you know, what your PC needs are. Probably wait until Creative Assembly release the minimum system requirements, and then take that to the guy and see how you go from there. But I'm not the person you should ask about that. Thanks for super chat, though. Appreciate it. Who is the Aussiest Lord? Probably Skarsnik. Or... it depends on which way you want to look at it. going on? Nothing's happening.
Give me a good follower. These are all
Oh, he's
terrible.
doing some gambles. Marcus Wolfheart's definitely an Aussie. Hunts monsters on a continent filled with killer animals. Yeah, that was the other one I was thinking was kind of Aussie. Doesn't Grimgor have an Aussie accent? No, football hooligan accent. Just don't speak like that. Goblins speak like Aussies. Orcs speak like English football hooligans. What you say about my football? Ah.
Oh, that's an army.
Yeah. Oh, I cared so much about that settlement too.
I could tell.
Oh well, I got his Chipotle settlement.
Who's the hottest gal in Warhammer? That's pretty subjective.
Alright, I could go for the 20 grand one over here, or I could try to get Lockyer Felhart. He'll probably try to make his way towards Marks of the Old Ones next. So at least some bait for him down here.
Yes, Aberash is one of the 7. Uh-huh. He's the
Yeah,
head
set
of the
up some
Blood
bait
Dragon
for him.
line.
You took that settlement. Yeah, you took it. Alright, so Clan Pestilence are on their way out.
Why do I hate Gorse? Because he's a super duper 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 tiny, itty bitty,
Man, I can't believe they
minuscule,
don't wanna confederate with me.
unmentionably, horribly small character who was given a Legendary Lord slot for some stupid reason.
I'm literally their only friend.
That being said, like, he's got good mechanics. Like, he has a strong campaign. I just hate that he stole a slot from one of the most character-heavy factions.
Okay, I can get a confederation, but it's with Shranhupek.
Is Gobble
They have
very
two
intelligent, or
settlements.
can
Let me
any
just have a
Swig in
look at
theory
their
become loyal
settlements.
pets like him? Gobble is pretty unique.
That would probably draw me into conflict with the Lizardmen. The Awakened. which
Who's my
is
favorite
on
female
fire right
character?
now.
Probably Nyastra.
Tier 4. I would like to confederate them.
Nyastra's pretty great.
I don't think it's a good idea at this stage. It's not like we get a legendary lord with that. I just don't think it's a good idea. No, I'm going to hold off on that.
In the world, do people know of Alcatazar, or is he forgotten?
don't think there's
Alcatazar is
anything to do.
mostly forgotten. The vampires remember him, but pretty much nobody else does.
Oh yeah. build
And only
gold.
the vampires that were...
And
Well, no, only the old vampires.
no. I like certain traits. It's not showing up there. I'll just leave
But
that be for
if
the
you're
time
someone
being.
in
See, there we
Warhammer
go.
Fantasy, like the actual universe, who like studies the lore of ancient
I could actually
Hekara,
get a
you will
rod from
learn
the
of,
glory, but I
learn of
definitely
him
wouldn't be
pretty
able to afford it.
readily.
Alright. Let's move on. If we're lucky, Lockyer will make his way to Chupiodal. What happened there? Oh, you abandoned the settlement, right?
Usquak! Bucklock!
What you thinking?
Upgrading most of my empire, and then I'm thinking, do you mind if we call it after this turn? Because I'm about to have food here in a minute.
I was actually thinking it's time to wrap things up, so yeah.
Okay, great. It just saved, so we can actually stop there.
Alright, sounds good.
Alright, man. Thanks for the stream. Yeah, I'm done for tomorrow. Same time?
Tomorrow it is. Yep, same time. Sounds good. Alright, cool. I'm not making any more bets with you.
Yeah. Alright, see you then, man.
But it's fun playing with you. I'll talk to you then. See you tomorrow.
See you.
Okay, guys, I will, let's go check somebody a host, and we'll wrap up the stream.
Alright, dudes. Let's also do that. We need to make sure we send off a... Thank you all so much for joining me. I hope this was fun. I hope y'all had a good time. It certainly was enjoyable for me. I know it's... Oh, 13th Hussar. Thanks so much for the tip, my dude. I know it's a pipe dream, but who wouldn't love more humans, Pirates of Sartosa? Replace Arnessa with Vangeist and have Arnessa and Jaego Roth for... Oh, wow. That'd be a pretty huge overhaul, Hussar. I think you'd be better off trying to aim for, like, just having more human units added to Arnessa's faction. I would love to see her get a couple more human units. Like, I want them to bring back the boarding axe version. They got rid of them because everybody hated their animations, but I think as long as they fix their animations, I would be more than happy for them to bring back Great Weapon Sartosan Pirates, because that would actually fill a really interesting niche for her army, would be having, like, cheap Great Weapon infantry. And then ZYXWV Zixwiv, I guess is what I'm going to call you now. How do I think a Beastman Empire DLC would look like? If they did Beastman versus Empire, I mean, considering this next one's definitely not going to be it. I don't know, man. There's a lot they could do with it, but I don't think Beastmen are going to get another DLC after this next one. I think they're pretty much going to be done. But if you were to do one, honestly, we're past that point. But if they had asked me about how to do one early, I would have done Marcus Wolfheart versus Tarix the Brass Bull. And I would have had them have a big showdown, you know, give Tarix all the stuff that he's going to be getting in the upcoming DLC, I assume. You know, Gorgon, Jabberslythe, Monogod units, Doom Bull, Wargore as a generic hero. For a legendary hero, bring in Moonclaw. For a free LC Lord, give Goros Warhoof. And then for the Empire, I would have done, at that time, I would have done Marcus Wolfheart. Probably the exact same thing. Like, I would have just done the Wolfheart DLC, but as a legendary hero for the Empire, I would have given them Ludwig Schwarzhelm. But in any event, thank you all for joining me. I'm going to go get ready for my lunch, and then I got to go edit the stupid VOD. So I will catch you guys later. I really appreciate y'all coming by, and I hope you all had a good time. We'll be back tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Central Standard Time, with some more gameplay with Legend. And I hopefully will see you guys then. If I don't, I'll see you when I see you. But I may be back later tonight. Originally, I was definitely going to stream tonight, but we streamed for about 4.5 hours today. So, I don't know. We'll see. In any event, thank you all for being here. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.